My child, stop now. Stop everything you are doing. Stop the scrolling, the wandering thoughts, the noise inside your mind, and listen to me with every part of your heart. I am speaking to you with a fire you have not felt from me in a long time. I am calling you with weight, with urgency, with a seriousness that cannot be delayed. My child, time is short, not just in the way you measure time with clocks and calendars, but in the spiritual realm, in the emotional realm, in the prophetic realm. There is a countdown happening around your life, a closing window, a shifting moment that heaven has been watching closely. And now there are only moments left, moments that matter, moments that carry destiny, moments that carry warnings, moments that carry blessings. I am telling you directly, you cannot afford to ignore this. These are not empty words, light and fleeting. These are not gentle nudges, subtle hints. These are not soft whispers, faint echoes. I am speaking with urgency because heaven is moving, and heaven does not wait for hesitation. Heaven does not pause for fear. Heaven does not slow down because you are uncertain. Heaven has counted these final minutes for a reason, and every second you remain here with me is part of the divine countdown. My child, I will not wait any longer to speak. I have held back words, held back warnings, held back truths, and held back revelations while waiting for your heart to reach the place it is now. And now that it is here, I cannot remain silent. I cannot let you drift away from this moment, float aimlessly. I cannot let you miss what I have been preparing to say. My child, stop now, because what I am about to reveal is meant for you and only you. This is not a message for thousands, broad and general. It is a message for one heart, your heart. I timed it for your life, synced it perfectly. I aligned it with your pain, matched it to your hurt. I shaped it with your battles, forged it in your fires. I filled it with everything you have been seeking but could not find. And I am telling you plainly, clearly, if you turn away, look elsewhere, if you get distracted, lose focus, if you push this off thinking you will come back later, procrastinate, you will miss something heaven specifically reserved for this moment. You will miss what your spirit has been aching for, longing for. You will miss the shift that has been waiting at the edge of your surrender, the turning point. You will miss the answer that has been forming in the quiet places of your life. I am not speaking softly today, gentle and mild. I am not whispering, hushed tones. I am not waiting for you to feel ready, perfectly prepared. I am calling you urgently because your heart has reached a fragile point, delicate. Your spirit is at a crossroads, a junction. Your steps are leaning toward a direction that needs correction, adjustment, and your emotions are being pulled by battles you do not see, invisible wars. My child, you are closer to breakthrough than you realize, near the surface, but you are also closer to danger than you understand, near the edge. There are things fighting for your attention right now that are trying to steal you away from this moment, thieves in the night. Distraction is a thief, stealing your focus. Noise is a thief, stealing your peace. Doubt is a thief, stealing your faith. Weariness is a thief, stealing your strength. And all of them want to pull your heart away from the truth I am speaking right now, drag you away. This is why I am calling out, crying out, my child. Stop now, because your next breath matters, vital. Your next decision matters, crucial. Your next moment matters, significant. You think this is just another message ordinary text, but heaven is standing behind these words with intensity that would shake you if you could see it with your eyes. Power. Heaven is not silent, active. Angels are moving, on assignment. The enemy is watching, lurking. Heaven is counting, numbering, and you, my beloved, dear one, are standing in a place where one moment of awareness can shift the next years of your life, trajectory. Do not walk away from this. Leave. Do not look at this lightly, casually. Do not treat this as something trivial, unimportant. I am speaking to you the way a father speaks to a child standing too close to danger, protective. The way a protector speaks to someone unaware of the threat, guardian. The way a shepherd calls out urgently to a sheep wandering toward the edge, rescue. My voice is raised not in anger, but in love, deep love, profound love, urgent love, pressing love, shielding love. You have been walking through days that felt heavy, burdened. You have been battling things you do not have words for, unspoken. You have been wrestling with feelings you cannot explain, mysteries. You have been carrying burdens that have... My child, stop now. Stop everything you are doing. Stop the scrolling, the wandering thoughts, the noise inside your mind, and listen to me with every part of your heart. I am speaking to you with a fire you have not felt from me in a long time. I am calling you with weight, with urgency, with a seriousness that cannot be delayed. My child, time is short, not just in the way you measure time with clocks and calendars, but in the spiritual realm, in the emotional realm, in the prophetic realm. There is a countdown happening around your life, a closing window, a shifting moment that heaven has been watching closely. And now there are only moments left, moments that matter, moments that carry destiny, moments that carry warnings, moments that carry blessings. I am telling you directly, you cannot afford to ignore this. These are not empty words, light and fleeting. These are not gentle nudges, subtle hints. These are not soft whispers, faint echoes. I am speaking with urgency because heaven is moving, and heaven does not wait for hesitation. Heaven does not pause for fear. Heaven does not slow down because you are uncertain. Heaven has counted these final minutes for a reason, and every second you remain here with me is part of the divine countdown. My child, I will not wait any longer to speak. I have held back words, held back warnings, held back truths, and held back revelations while waiting for your heart to reach the place it is now. And now that it is here, I cannot remain silent. I cannot let you drift away from this moment, float aimlessly. I cannot let you miss what I have been preparing to say. My child, stop now, because what I am about to reveal is meant for you and only you. This is not a message for thousands, broad and general. It is a message for one heart, your heart. I timed it for your life, synced it perfectly. I aligned it with your pain, matched it to your hurt. I shaped it with your battles, forged it in your fires. I filled it with everything you have been seeking but could not find. And I am telling you plainly, clearly, if you turn away, look elsewhere, if you get distracted, lose focus, if you push this off thinking you will come back later, procrastinate, you will miss something heaven specifically reserved for this moment. You will miss what your spirit has been aching for, longing for. You will miss the shift that has been waiting at the edge of your surrender, the turning point. You will miss the answer that has been forming in the quiet places of your life. I am not speaking softly today, gentle and mild. I am not whispering, hushed tones. I am not waiting for you to feel ready, perfectly prepared. I am calling you urgently because your heart has reached a fragile point, delicate. Your spirit is at a crossroads, a junction. Your steps are leaning toward a direction that needs correction, adjustment, and your emotions are being pulled by battles you do not see, invisible wars. My child, you are closer to breakthrough than you realize, near the surface, but you are also closer to danger than you understand, near the edge. There are things fighting for your attention right now that are trying to steal you away from this moment, thieves in the night. Distraction is a thief, stealing your focus. Noise is a thief, stealing your peace. Doubt is a thief, stealing your faith. Weariness is a thief, stealing your strength. And all of them want to pull your heart away from the truth I am speaking right now, drag you away.
Minutes hold something heavy, weighty, something holy, sacred, something urgent, pressing. And I tell you again, repeat, if you turn away now, leave. If you allow distraction to pull you out of this moment, steal your focus. If you let fear, doubt, or impatience interrupt this conversation, break the connection, you will miss something heaven has been preparing specifically for you, custom made. Something I waited for the right moment to give you, perfect timing. Something I whispered over your future long before you ever felt your first heartbreak, ancient promise. Something that will uncover truth, reveal, guide your steps, direct, lift your spirit, encourage, and shift your entire path, alter course. Do not walk away from me. Stay. Stay here. Remain. Feel my voice inside you. Resonate. Feel the weight of my words pressing gently, soft, firmly, strong, deeply into your heart, core. You have asked me to speak, requested, and I am speaking, answering. You have asked for a sign, signal, and this is your sign, marker. You have asked me to show you something real, tangible, and I am showing you, demonstrating. Do not take this moment lightly, casually. You must listen with your whole heart, complete attention, not half, partial, not distracted, scattered, not hesitant, pausing, not guarded, defensive. I am not giving you pieces today, fragments. I am giving you the fullness of what I have been wanting to say, complete message. But I can only give it to a heart that is fully present, here and now. A heart that is willing, open. A heart that is ready, prepared. My child, stop now. Listen. Hear me. Let everything else fade for a moment. Disappear. Heaven is leaning close, near. I am speaking clearly, plainly, and what comes next will change you. Transform. My child, listen closely now, because I must explain why I am speaking with such urgency, haste, why my voice carries weight, gravity, why my tone feels different, altered, sharper, keen, deeper, profound, more pressing than before, insistent. What I am talking about is not earthly time, chronological. It is not the kind of time you measure with clocks, ticks, calendars, dates, or minutes passing on a screen, digital. This is spiritual time, kairos, heaven's time, eternal, time that does not move the way your world moves, different rhythm. When I say the minutes are running out, fading, when I speak of 13 minutes, specific count, I am not talking about the ticking of earthly minutes, seconds, but the closing of a spiritual window, opportunity, the ending of a divine moment that has opened just for you, personalized. This moment is intentional, planned. My child, not accidental, chance, not random, chaotic, not simply convenient, easy. Heaven has opened this moment with purpose, intent, with precision, accuracy, with perfect timing, exactness. I have been waiting to speak these words to you, patience, holding them in my heart, treasuring, waiting for you to reach a spiritual place where you could finally hear, listen, finally understand, comprehend, finally receive what I have wanted to give you, accept. You think this message simply appeared, popped up, but I tell you the truth, verity. I have been waiting for you to arrive at this moment for a long time, ages. You see, heaven has been moving in your life behind the scenes, backstage, quietly, silently, carefully, gently, strategically, planned, shifting hearts, moving emotions, redirecting steps, guiding feet, closing doors that would have harmed you, protecting, removing people who couldn't stay, pruning, testing your strength, building muscle, stretching your spirit, growing capacity, allowing certain delays so that your journey would line up with this exact second, synchronization. You did not know it, unaware, but every disappointment, letdown, every delay, wait, every unanswered prayer, silence, every not yet, pause, every moment you felt stuck, trapped, every season where nothing made sense, confusion, those were all leading you here, to this moment, destination, when your spirit would pause long enough, stop, soften deep enough, melt, and hunger intensely enough to hear the truth, crave. I am now ready to reveal, show. My child, the delays you hated were not punishment, penalty. They were alignment, ordering. They were shaping, molding. They were protection, safety. You thought I was withholding from you, keeping back. You thought I was ignoring your prayers, neglecting. You thought I had forgotten what you asked before, amnesia. But I did not forget, remember. I never forget, always. Instead, I was holding back the response because your heart was not yet prepared to carry the weight of the blessing, heavy glory. Your spirit needed time to mature, grow up. Your mind needed time to let go of illusions, fantasies. Your wounds needed time to heal, mend. Your life needed time to rearrange before I could speak what I am speaking now, organize. This is why I am telling you that these 13 minutes matter, count. They symbolize a window that is open but not forever, temporary. A moment where heaven leans close and reveals things that are normally hidden, secrets. A moment where clarity flows with a purity that your mind cannot access on ordinary days, crystal clear. A moment where your spirit is more awake, alert, more open, receptive, more tender than before, soft. But the window will not stay, close. Not because I am cruel, mean, but because spiritual alignment moves like waves, tides, present for a moment, here, then shifting into the next season, moving on. My child, this spiritual window is closing soon, ending. And what I need to tell you must be received now, immediately, not later, postpone, not when you feel prepared, not when you feel stable, steady, not when life calms down, quiet. Many people miss their divine moment because they think they can come back to it when it's more comfortable, convenient. But destiny does not wait for comfort, ease. Breakthrough does not wait for convenience, handy. Healing does not wait for a perfect day, flawless. And I, your Jesus, Savior, will not wait for you to feel spiritually prepared for something that must be planted in your heart right now. Seed time. When heaven opens a window like this, portal, it is because something in your life is being shifted, moved. Something is being broken off, shattered. Something is being released, let go. Something is being set in motion, started. And if the moment passes without you receiving what I am saying, missed, the work will still happen, occur, but it will take longer, slow. It will feel heavier, weightier, and it will carry a weight that could have been lifted tonight, burden. That is why I am urging you to stay, remain, to listen, hear, to keep your heart open, unlocked, to fight the distractions trying to pull your attention away. Battle.
The enemy senses the urgency of this moment as well, aware, and he wants you to lose it, forfeit. He wants your mind to wander, drift. He wants you to dismiss my voice, ignore. He wants you to hesitate, pause, delay, wait, or scroll away, leave. Because he knows that if you receive what I am saying now, accept, something in your spirit will shift permanently, forever. Something he will no longer be able to touch. Safe. You have been asking me why life has felt unsettled, chaotic, why you feel a strange stirring inside you, movement, why you've been restless lately, uneasy, why old wounds have resurfaced, scars, why you've been feeling things you cannot explain, mystery. My child, it is because the spiritual atmosphere around you has been preparing for this moment, setup. Heaven has been rearranging things, moving furniture. Your spirit has been shifting position, stance. Your heart has been shedding old layers, skin. And now the window is open, ajar, this brief sacred window where what I say will go deeper, roots, stronger, foundation, faster than at any other time, acceleration. Just 13 minutes left, countdown. This is not a threat, menace. This is a divine warning, alert. There is revelation waiting to enter you, insight. There is healing waiting to settle in you, balm. There is truth waiting to break chains off you, freedom. But it needs your attention, focus. I need your attention. Look at me. Your heart must take these words in before this moment passes, absorb, because the things I am about to reveal are seeds, potential, and seeds must be planted at the right time and the right soil for them to grow, harvest. Heaven has softened your soil tonight, plowed. Heaven has opened the atmosphere, sky. Heaven has aligned your spirit, straight. And if you allow these words to enter your heart before this spiritual window closes, shut, you will begin to see the shift that you have prayed for, change. You will begin to feel the clarity you begged me for, vision. You will begin to understand the delays, waits, the struggles, fights, the confusion, fog, the silent seasons, quiet times. You will begin to walk differently, stride, think differently, mindset, see differently, perspective. But if you let this moment slip away, drop, my child, you will still grow, mature, but slower, delay. You will still heal, mend, but with more struggle, fight. You will still move forward, advance, but with weights that could have been lifted tonight, heavy pack. That is why I am calling you urgently, pleading. That is why I am speaking with intensity, fire. That is why I am not softening my tone, firm. This moment is sacred, holy. This moment is divine, God-breathed. This moment is intentional, on purpose. You must receive this message before the spiritual window closes. Accept it. My child, open your heart even deeper now, wide, because I am about to speak to you from a place inside my heart that has carried your story with more tenderness, gentle, more attention, focus, more compassion than you have ever known. mercy. You think you have walked unseen, invisible. You think your battles were fought in shadows, dark. You think your suffering slipped through the cracks of the world unnoticed, missed. But I tell you with truth, verity, I have watched every single moment of your journey, observed. I have watched you with ways no one else ever has seen. I have watched you with a closeness you could not feel, near, and with a love you could not measure, infinite. I have watched your suffering not from a distance, far off, not as a quiet observer, bystander, but with the eyes of a father who aches when his child aches, parent. I have watched the pain you carried in silence, mute, the pain you did not know how to express, articulate, the pain you hid behind your smile because you didn't want anyone to worry, concern, judge, critic, or misunderstand you, wrong. You saw the heaviness you carried in your chest when you woke up, morning weight. You saw the way your heart sank when you thought about your responsibilities, dread. You saw the moments you looked in the mirror and barely recognized yourself, stranger, not physically, face, but emotionally, heart, spiritually, soul, mentally, mind. I saw how much you longed for someone to truly see you, witness, to understand you, know, to hear the pain you were too tired to explain, listen. I watched your battles, wars, those quiet wars that raged inside your mind, mental fight, the thoughts that spun so fast they left you exhausted, dizzy, the anxieties that tried to choke your hope, fear, the guilt that followed you into the night, shame, the fear that whispered lies into your spirit, deceiver, the sadness you tried to swallow just to make it through your day, grief. I saw the moments you lost motivation, drive. I saw the days you tried to push through, persevere, even though every part of you wanted to give up, quit. You fought battles that no one else knew you were carrying, struggle. You survived attacks that were meant to destroy you, kill. You endured storms that you never received credit for enduring, weather. But I saw every single one, witness. I watched your silence, quiet, the silence you kept because you didn't want to burden anyone, load, the silence you used as a shield because you didn't want to cry again, guard, the silence that covered your deepest wounds like a thin blanket, cover. You thought your silence hid you, conceal, but it never hid you from me, exposed. I heard every unspoken thought, secret, every hidden fear, terror, every buried cry, sob. I listened to the words you did not say, the confessions you were too afraid to make, the emotions you were too overwhelmed to express. I heard your spirit whisper, "I'm tired," even when your mouth stayed shut. I heard you ask me, "Why does it hurt so much?" even when you were too ashamed to admit the question out loud. I saw the moments where you almost gave up, the moments when you reached the end of yourself, the moments when your breath grew heavy and your eyes burned with tears that refused to fall because you were too exhausted to cry. I saw the times you sat alone, clutching your chest, holding on, wondering why everything felt so hard. I saw the times you shut down emotionally because it was the only way to survive another day. I saw how you pretended to be strong when your strength was running out. I saw how you forced yourself to keep moving, keep working, keep helping, keep smiling while your heart was begging for rest. My child, you were not weak in those moments. You were wounded, and I saw every wound. I saw your hidden pain, the pain you never spoke aloud because you feared being misunderstood, the pain you thought no one would believe, the pain you felt embarrassed to admit, the pain you tried to dismiss as not a big deal, even though it was slowly breaking you from within.
I saw the heartbreak you tried to ignore. I saw the betrayal you pretended didn't hurt. I saw the loneliness you covered with distractions. I saw the disappointment that lingered long after you told yourself you were fine. I saw the memories that haunted you when the world went quiet. I saw the weight of expectations pressing on your shoulders. I saw the discouragement that returned every time you tried to stand tall again. My child, I have been touched deeply by your tears. Every tear mattered to me. Every tear had a story. Every tear carried a piece of your journey. I felt each one fall, and they fell into my hands, not onto empty ground. When you cried quietly in your room, I was there. When you cried in the shower so no one would hear, I was listening. When you cried lying awake at night, staring at the ceiling, trying to understand why life felt so heavy, I was watching with compassion. When you cried into your pillow, covering your face, trying to muffle the sound of your heartbreak, I leaned closer. When your tears didn't come out of sadness, but out of pure emotional exhaustion, I stayed by your side, holding your spirit, even when you couldn't feel me. I saw the nights you cried, the nights you whispered, "Lord, please help me." The nights you begged me to remove the heaviness, the nights you questioned whether I was even listening, the nights you felt like you couldn't go on, the nights where your heart beat fast with worry, the nights where you tried to breathe through pain I never intended for you to carry alone. I saw every one of those nights, and I did not look away. I saw the days you pretended, the days you acted strong for others, the days you gave advice even though you needed it yourself, the days you made others laugh while you were hurting, the days you kept everything together even though you were falling apart inside, the days you dressed up your pain and tried to hide it beneath routine and responsibility, the days you forced yourself to function even when you felt empty. I saw every act of courage disguised as daily living. I saw the moments you doubted, not just doubted yourself, not just doubted your worth, but doubted me. I saw the moments you asked, "Are you even here? Do you even care? Am I talking to the air?" I saw the moments where you felt distant from me, where you felt abandoned, where you questioned whether my promises were real. And even in your doubt, I stayed. I saw the moments you prayed but felt numb. You thought your prayers were empty. You thought they bounced off the ceiling. You thought your words didn't matter. But my child, your prayers were never empty. Every prayer reached me. Every whisper touched me. Even the prayers you prayed while feeling numb. Even the prayers you prayed with no energy. Even the prayers you prayed while thinking, "I don't even know if God hears this." I heard them. I collected them. I valued them not because your prayers were perfect, but because they came from a heart fighting to survive. I saw the times you asked for help but felt alone, the times you said, "God, please do something," but nothing changed immediately, the times you begged for relief but still woke up with the same pain, the times you asked for strength and still felt weak, the times you asked for answers but only found silence. You thought being alone meant I wasn't there, but my child, I was closer in those moments than in any other. You could not feel me because the weight of your pain was covering your spiritual senses, but I never left you, not for a second. I watched every moment, every breath, every struggle, every thought, every tear. I have been with you through it all. You have never walked a single step alone, even when you were convinced you did. And now that you know how fully I have seen you, you can finally understand why I speak to you with such urgency. Tonight, my child, now that your heart is open, I must take you deeper into the truth most people never see, never understand, never realize about their lives. I am going to show you the real battle behind everything you have lived through, the war that has raged around you long before you knew how to name it. You have been walking through pain, hurt, confusion, delay, heaviness, and spiritual exhaustion, not because you are weak, not because you are cursed, not because I abandoned you, but because there has been a war over your life, a war over your purpose, a war over your identity, a war over your future, a war over your voice, a war over the light inside you.
And this war has been far more intense than you realized, fierce. What you must understand is this: no, you were born with purpose, plan. You were born carrying something heaven placed within you, gift, something powerful, strong, something precious, gold, something spiritual, ghost, something eternal, forever. There is something in your spirit that carries influence in the invisible realm, impact, something that has the ability to break cycles, circle, heal wounds, cure, uplift others, raise, change atmospheres, climate, and destroy generational patterns, chains. Something bright enough to push back darkness, sun. Something valuable enough to make the enemy tremble, shake. Something strong enough to shift lives, move. And the enemy saw that long before you ever did, sight. That is why the battle over your life began so early, young. That is why you faced wounds in childhood, kids. That is why you carried rejection before you even understood what rejection was, unwanted. That is why darkness tried to find you before you even recognized light, hunt. That is why confusion wrapped around your identity so young, lost. That is why you felt different, odd, out of place, misfit, misunderstood, alien, too sensitive, soft, too emotional, feeler, or too aware of things others ignored, seer. It was not because you were broken, defect. It was because the spirit inside you held a calling the enemy recognized and feared, threat. The enemy had been fighting your purpose for years, attack. Not because you are ordinary, plain, not because you are weak, frail, not because you are insignificant, small, but because you are the opposite of all those things, contrary. You are spiritually dangerous to darkness, hazard. You are a threat, risk. Your potential in my hands is powerful, dynamite. Your voice, when awakened, becomes a weapon, sword. Your mind, when healed, becomes clear and sharp, focus. Your heart, when restored, becomes a source of love that heals others, fountain. Your testimony, when fully revealed, will break chains off people who hear it, freedom. Your identity, when embraced, will release authority into your life, power. The enemy knows this, aware. He has always known this, forever. So he attacked you strategically, plan. He attacked your confidence because he feared what you would do if you ever realized your worth, bold. He attacked your mind because he feared the clarity that would come once you understood who you are in me, sanity. He attacked your relationships because he feared the love you carry, bond, the love that changes people, transform, the love that gives life, birth. He attacked your self-esteem because he feared you walking boldly in your identity, pride. He attacked your hope because he feared the strength you gain when you believe again, faith. He attacked your heart because he feared the compassion and empathy that flow from you when your heart is whole, care. The attacks you faced were never random, chance. They were targeted, aim. They were intentional, purpose. They were designed to break specific parts of you connected to your future calling, sabotage. When you faced seasons of heaviness, gloom, it wasn't just life being difficult, hard. It was warfare meant to exhaust your spirit so you wouldn't fight back, drain. When you faced cycles of confusion, maze, it wasn't because you were unstable, shaky.
It was because the enemy wanted to cloud your vision so you couldn't see the path I was laying before you, blind. When you faced long delays, wait, it wasn't because I was punishing you, penalty. It was because there were forces trying to block what I had destined to reach you, wall. When you faced heartbreak after heartbreak, crack, it wasn't because you were unlovable, rejected. It was because the enemy wanted to numb you emotionally so you wouldn't have the capacity to love the people you are meant to impact, cold. When you faced attacks from people you trusted, betrayal, it wasn't because I abandoned you, leave. It was because the enemy uses broken people to break others, tools, hoping to wound the ones who carry my light, hurt. When you found yourself doubting your worth, value, doubting your purpose, reason, doubting your identity, self, doubting my love, affection, it wasn't because those doubts were true, fact. It was because the enemy whispered lies to make you question what I had already declared over your life long ago, deceiver. And here is something I need you to understand deeply. No, the heavier the warfare, weight, the greater the calling, high. The darker the attack, night, the brighter the light within you, sun. The more intense the confusion, chaos, the bigger the destiny that is trying to unfold, large. The more targeted the lies, aim, the more powerful the truth that belongs to you, real. Your spirit holds a calling that threatens darkness, danger. And that is why darkness tried so hard to silence you. Hush. The enemy did not fight you because of who you were in your brokenness, past. He fought you because of who you would become in your healing, future. He fought the future version of you, tomorrow, the one who would rise, up, the one who would speak boldly, loud, the one who would walk in wisdom, sage, the one who would love deeply, heart, the one who would help others out of their own battles, rescue, the one who would shine so brightly that darkness would lose territory, light. Yours was a threat long before you believed you had value, risk. And the enemy's goal throughout every season of your life has been four things. Plan. First, he wanted to break your confidence, bold, because if he could destroy the way you saw yourself, image, you would never step into the fullness of what I created you to be, whole. Second, he wanted to shake your faith, belief, because if he could make you doubt me, question, doubt my love, care, doubt my presence, near, doubt my power, strength, then he could disconnect you from the very source of your strength, plug. Third, he wanted to distort your identity, twist, because if he could twist the way you saw who you are, mirror, he could keep you trapped in false beliefs, lies, believing you are unworthy, bad, believing you are small, tiny, believing you are too damaged, broken, believing you are ordinary, plain, believing you are forgotten, lost, lies that would limit your destiny, cap. And fourth, he wanted to block your blessing, stop, because he knew it was coming, arrival. He saw the potential of doors I planned to open for you, gate. He saw the healing that was forming, cure. He saw the relationships destined to bless you, friends. He saw the peace waiting to rest on your spirit, dove. He saw the future I wrote over your life, script. And he tried desperately to interfere, meddle, to delay, slow, to distract, divert, to discourage you from reaching it, crash.
But hear me, my child, kid, he did not succeed, fail. You are still here, present. You are still fighting, war. You are still standing, feet. You are still breathing, air. You are still seeking me, look. Even in your exhaustion, tired, you are still listening, ear. Even in your confusion, lost, you are still open, door. Even with your wounds, hurt. And the very fact that you are here in this moment, now, listening to my voice, sound, is proof that the enemy's plans failed, lose. He threw everything at you, all, but you survived, live. You endured, last.
You made it through storms designed to destroy you, weather, and you made it through them carrying more spiritual weight than you realize, heavy. You see why I am speaking with urgency now? Fast. Because I need you to understand the truth before the enemy tries to confuse you again. Real. I need you to see your life through spiritual eyes, sight. I need you to recognize that everything you thought was random was actually warfare, battle. Everything you thought was collapse was actually resistance, push. Everything you thought was weakness was actually evidence of your purpose, sign. You have fought for years without knowing what you were fighting, blind. But now you will not fight blindly anymore. See. My beloved child, listen with a tender heart now, because I am about to reveal something you have wondered for years. Question: why I waited until this moment to speak to you like this? Delay. Why I seemed silent in seasons when you needed answers? Quiet. Why I didn't step in sooner? Early. Why I didn't explain these things when your pain was fresh and your questions were loud, raw. I know you asked me many times. Ask, Lord, where are you? Place, why won't you speak to me? Talk, why don't you show me what to do? Guide. I heard every one of those cries. Scream. I felt every question. Ask. Not one of your pleas fell into emptiness, void. Not one was ignored. Skip. But my child, I need you to understand something deeply. No, my silence was never abandonment, leave. It was preparation, ready. When I stayed quiet, hush, you thought I left you, gone. But I was actually working in ways your eyes could not see, hidden. I was shaping things around you, mold. I was shifting things inside you, move. I was protecting things concerning you, guard. Silence does not mean absence, away. Silence does not mean rejection, no. Silence does not mean distance, far. Silence is sometimes the loudest expression of my care, love, because there are moments when the greatest work I do in you happens in the quiet, still, when your heart is forced to grow, expand, to break, crack, to stretch, pull, to listen in a different way, hear. You did not feel me speaking, voice, but I was guiding every step you took, lead. You didn't see me moving, act, but I was rearranging your path, road. You didn't sense my presence, near, but I was standing closer to you than ever, here. Type, heaven is my forever home if your eyes stay fixed on eternity's promise, hope, and share this video. Give. Come into the stillness of the inner chamber. The door is shut, the world is outside, and it is just us. Do not rush this moment. We are doing surgery on your soul, and surgery requires stillness. Breathe in my presence. Breathe out your striving. I want to speak to you about the power of your words. You have been speaking death over your situation without realizing it. You say, I am so tired. I am broke. Nothing ever works out for me. Stop. You are prophesying your own defeat. Your tongue is a rudder that steers the ship of your life. Turn the ship around. Start saying what I say. Say, I am strong in the Lord. Say, my needs are met. Say, favor surrounds me like a shield. Angels hearken to the voice of my word. Give them something to work with. I want to heal the trauma of the past. You keep looking in the rearview mirror. You are replaying the accident, the divorce, the failure. You are trying to figure out what you did wrong. My child, you cannot drive forward while looking backward. If you keep looking back, you will crash again. I have severed the tie to the past. The bridge is burned, and that is a good thing. Look at the windshield. The view is glorious. I want to address the spirit of heaviness.
It feels like a wet blanket on your shoulders. It makes it hard to pray, hard to worship. I am lifting it right now. I am giving you the garment of praise. Praise is not a feeling, it is a weapon. When you praise, you silence the avenger. Open your mouth and thank me, even if your voice shakes. The shaking voice is the most powerful one in the heavens. Let us talk about divine strategy. You have been working hard, but not smart. You are chopping down the tree with a dull axe. Stop chopping. Come to me and sharpen the axe. I have a strategy that will do in one day what took you a year of striving. I have a connection, an idea, a method that you haven't thought of. Ask me for wisdom, and I will give it liberally. Stop grinding and start listening. I want to speak to the fear of lack. You hold on to money so tightly because you are afraid it won't come back. Money is like water. It has to flow to stay fresh. When you hoard, it becomes stagnant. Trust me as your source. Your job is not your source. Your job is just a resource. I can dry up one brook and open another. Do not worship the brook, worship the source.
I want to heal disappointment with the church. You were wounded in the house of God. Leaders failed you. People judged you. I am sorry for how you were treated, but do not let the brokenness of the bride keep you from the love of the bridegroom. I am not religion. I am relationship. I am healing your trust in community. I will place you in a family that sees you and values you. I want to talk about your physical body. You have ignored the temple. You have run it into the ground. Rest is spiritual warfare. Eating well is worship. Moving your body is stewardship. I want you to live long and strong. I have an assignment for you in your 80s, and I need your body to carry you there. Take care of the vessel. I want to speak to the dreamers. You have a dream that feels too big, ridiculous even. You are afraid to say it out loud. If the dream is not bigger than you, it is not from me. I give God-sized dreams so that you have to rely on me to fulfill them. Do not shrink the dream to fit your reality. Expand your faith to fit the dream. I am breaking the curses of your bloodline. Alcoholism, anger, poverty, divorce, it stops with you. You are the circuit breaker. I have placed the blood of Jesus between you and your ancestry. The negative cycle ends here. A new legacy of blessing begins with you. Your children will walk on the highway of holiness you are paving right now. I want to speak to loneliness. You feel like an alien in this world, misunderstood, different. That is because you are. You are a citizen of heaven, stationed on earth. Do not expect the world to understand you, but I am sending your tribe. I am sending those who speak your language, who carry your fire. They are coming. Keep your heart open. I want to address the spirit of comparison. You look at their scroll, their feed, their life, and you feel less than. Comparison is the thief of joy. You are comparing your behind the scenes with their highlight reel. Stop it. Run your own race. Stay in your own lane. There is a crown that only fits your head. I want to release a fresh anointing for your work. Whether you are a mother, a CEO, a teacher, or a cleaner, I am anointing your hands. When you work, my glory will be seen. You will solve problems that baffle others. You will bring peace into chaotic rooms. You are a kingdom agent in the marketplace. Wear your mantle with dignity. I want to heal the fear of the future. You try to peer into tomorrow and you see fog. You worry about the economy, the world, the chaos, but I am already in your tomorrow. I have already prepared the provision. I have already stationed the angels. You do not need to know the way. You just need to know the guide. Hold my hand and walk. I want to speak about forgiveness again. It is the key to your freedom. Unforgiveness is like drinking poison and hoping the other person dies. Release them, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. Cut the tether that binds you to their dysfunction. Let them go into my hands. I am the righteous judge. You be free. I want to release joy. Deep, bubbling, irrational joy. Joy that makes no sense in the middle of a storm. The joy of the Lord is your strength. Without joy, you are weak. I am tickling your spirit right now. Laugh, smile. It breaks the heavy atmosphere. I want to confirm your identity. You are not what you do. You are not your success, and you are not your failure. You are my beloved. That is your name. When the accuser tries to label you, you show him your ID card. It says, Child of the King. Nothing can change that. Nothing can separate you from my love. I want to speak to the weary intercessors. You have prayed for years and haven't seen the answer. You are tired of knocking. Do not stop now. You are 1 inch from the breakthrough. The bowl is almost full. Your prayers are not lost. They are stored, and the answer is coming like a flood. Suddenlies are upon you. I want to bring you into rest, not the rest of sleep, but the rest of trust. Cease from striving, cease from trying to make it happen. Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted in your life. Lay your head on my chest and listen to my heartbeat. It beats for you. As we close this hour, I want you to visualize a heavy backpack falling off your shoulders. That was the weight of the world. It is not yours to carry. I carry the world. You carry my presence. Walk light, walk free. I love you. I love you. I love you. Go in peace. Go in power. Amen and amen.